Hi, I'm Ed from Peacock. I'm going to take you through a few tips and tricks on building our colourful peacock model, which is what you see here in front of you. This is a medium to advanced model that we do. It's made from 5 sheets of photo etched and screen printed brass, and there are, I think, 95 components in the pack. It's about a 6.5 to 7 hour build, which most people are going to do over a number of days or a few evenings, maybe with a cup of coffee or a nice glass of wine. What I'm going to do is show you what's in the pack and my favourite tips and tricks for building a piececool kit without too many problems. So one of the standout things on the finished model is the peacock's train and the way all the feathers are separated and they curve up. So what I'm going to do is show you basic technique for shaping the feathers. It's really easy. All you need to do is to trust your instincts and to go slowly. Put that off to one side. So this is the first piece of the tail, piece A84 for what it's worth. So to shape it, all you need to do is fingers and thumbs. What I like to do is just gentle pressure, and I'm pushing, pulling back, and not putting too much bend in at any time. On its own, it probably doesn't look like very much, but as you work on it, it gets better and better. And I mentioned earlier that I often wear gloves. Actually, that can be quite good, especially if you're using cotton gloves, because you get a really nice slip on the metal. What you're trying to avoid is any horizontal creases, anything which is a kind of really obvious bend. You're looking for something gentle, and you don't want to go overboard, but the nice thing is, because it's metal, you can always bend it back if you go a little bit too far. So that's really gentle, as you can see. And here's another part. These two are going to connect together, so I've already bent this one. So what I'm going to do, the instructions tell me that this is a twist insert. So it's showing the green triangle, which tells me that once I put the tabs through the slots, all I need to do is to do the 90-degree twist I told you about. So, take my pliers, I find the little tabs. What I'm looking to do here is to get a really nice 90-degree right angle bend upwards on the tab. So I line my pliers up with the straight edge, and just roll them over. Same again there. Turn it around. Do 2 at once here. Okay, so I've bent those up. Might be able to see that. And now I align those with the holes on the back, which are very, very small. Sometimes, if you don't have the bends just right, it can be a little bit tricky to get the tabs into the holes. Just going to adjust that. And actually one of the things we pride ourselves on is the accuracy of the kits. These really are very, very accurately manufactured, and that means that they go together really well. So you might be thinking that it's not possible to make a strong model without any glue, but in fact it absolutely is. So all I need to do now is to twist the tiny little tabs which are sticking through. So I'm just going to use my magnifier here so I can see more of what's going on. So I'm grabbing the tab with the nose of the pliers, not pushing onto the part, I don't want to scratch it, and I'm just going to turn it 1/4 of a turn, like that. Another one there. Do the same again, 1/4 of a turn. I've got 2 more. 1/4 of a turn. And this is the last one on that part. Again, 1/4 of a turn. And as you can see, I'm starting to build the peacock's train. What I'm going to do is put a few more pieces together, and then I'm going to come back and show you how it builds up. Actually, in the process of building a bit more of the peacock's train, I just tried a new technique which works really well to do the bends, which is I'm just pushing down ever so gently on my cutting mat. I'm using my fingers that way. I'm actually getting a really nice effect now. I like that. See? Just a gentle curve. And I think that's really all you need for something like this. So let's join some more of this together. So again, I'm lining the pliers up as close as I can where the tab meets the body of the part and just rolling it over. All you need to do. Just join these two parts together. You could hear them snap through there. It's a really tiny hole. This time I'm going to show you how we use this tool. So there's a little slot which goes across. I'll locate that on top of the tab. Just twisted, as you can see. That's the second one. And working through onto the third. For some reason I'm struggling, so I'm going to use the wider end. There you go. And here comes the last one. So there we go, that's 3 parts of the peacock's tail done. And again, same routine. I hope you can see these with the 4 tabs, 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously each part will have a different number of tabs according to the size. Bending that up. It is important that the tabs are all as aligned as they can be. That does make it a lot easier. And again, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, all gone through. It's very important that you never overbend the tabs. The strength of the joint comes in moving from one orientation to the other. If you go too far, all you do is twist the metal and you weaken it. And actually you can snap the part off if you go all the way around. There's no benefit in doing it at all. So that is the last one done on that. There you go. And you can see the tail starting to come together. The last part in this process, once I put all the tail fans together, and there are another 5 or 6 pieces to go, is we shape it to give it the full shape you see in the model. So here we go, looking at some of the wings. This is one of the parts of the build that I love the most. There's so much detail going on here. It's just great fun to do. The challenge here is to make sure that you don't miss any components out and that you do follow the instructions really carefully, and you need to get everything in order. Handily, on each of the feathers there's a tiny little number etched just into the wing root. There are 8 feathers for each wing, and they are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, as you'd expect. And all you need to do is make sure that you follow those in order. So that's what I've done here. Is these were scattered across all 5 sheets. So I cut them out, I've made sure I've got them in order, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare them for fitting together. So every single one of these, let's pick one up, try to keep them in order. So every single one of these has at least 1 tab and 1 slot, and they need to fit into each other. So what I'm going to do is quickly prepare these, and then we'll come back and I'll fit them together. Okay, so I've got the feathers ready, and all the prep I had to do here was to bend the tabs on them. So one tab points upwards, one point tabs down, one tab points downwards. I just went through that before I started building. It's a lot easier to do that. And I'm using my tweezers here to hold them. I find that easier just because they're so delicate. And I've joined two of them together already. So what I'm going to do is just go through quickly, or as quickly as I can, and build up this set of feathers. So it's just a matter of lining the tabs and slots up. There you go, that's gone straight in. Again, this is a bend, not a twist. I just like to use the pliers to start things off. I'm just pushing down there. Now I can lie this down and I can bend that over. Next feather. Again, pre-prepping the parts is really useful here, he says. There you go. And I can see clearly the numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, I know that I haven't missed anything. I have done it before, it's quite frustrating. Looks really nice. And you can see, you know, it's as close to a bird's wing as I think you're going to get. So now we have to join this onto the supporting armature, which is going to carry this and other feathers. So again, it's a straightforward matter of lining up the tabs with the little holes in here. So just a quick bit of prep. Crump these over. Go. Yep, they're all looking good. So make sure I get this aligned correctly according to the plans, instructions, straight in. So I'm going to lie that down, and then I can bend these over. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to build up the rest of this wing, and then I'm going to show you the process of shaping the wing. Here we go. Now, that on its own is really pretty, I think you'll agree. This is the right wing of the peacock. I had to double check there. So what we're looking to do is to create a shoulder effect here. So this is the back of the wing, if you think about it. This is the front of the wing. So effectively this is the bird's shoulder, I guess. So we do some shaping. Again, as I did earlier with the peacock's tail, it's all very gentle. We're just pulling easing it over. There's no need to go too far, and it's far easier to do a little bit and then a little bit more and a little bit more than it is to correct when you've gone too far. Now you can see that's kind of heading in the right direction. And what I like to do actually is to do a little bit more work when I finally mount this on the bird's body as well. So that will involve just peeling these feathers up a little bit. just a tiny amount. You don't want to go over the top. But as you can see, this is a highly decorative item when it's finished. So a really fulfilling build, lots of fun. It's not difficult at all. As I say, follow the instructions and you're not going to make too many mistakes unless they're your own. I really do hope you enjoy building this model, and I look forward to talking to you again.